All right. What is going on, everybody, on YouTube? Griffin here, coming back to you guys with another live stream. Hopefully, we are up and doing all right. Hopefully, you guys, of course, are having a great evening. This evening, I figure my lighting situation would be a little bit better. Let me grab one of my lights here for us. Figured that we'd have a little bit better of a lighting situation going on than what we currently do. So just want to kind of get us a light. Well, it would help if both of my light bulbs were actually working on my lamp right above me. But just wanted to hop on real quick this evening. And I know it's been, what, a couple days. I think our last stream was either Friday or Saturday. So I wanted to do just a quick live stream for you guys. And in all honesty, I also wanted to test out one of my microphones just to see kind of how everything is working in terms of the new microphone setup. Of course, I'm always looking to try to improve things for you guys on this channel and our groups and all that good stuff. How's it going, Eric? Good evening, good evening. And of course, these live streams are, wow, I didn't realize how annoying it was going to be to have my TV mount in the background. These streams are for you guys specifically, so if you have any questions or anything, don't hesitate to shout them out in the chat. Whenever I do these streams in the vertical format like this, the chat stays pulled up the entire time, so I don't have to, keep looking at my laptop or anything like that. So fire away any questions you may have. Let me know too how the audio is sounding. If it starts to sound bad or raspy, I noticed when I was doing some dry runs with this microphone earlier, I was having a little issue where, I got so used to having to talk so loud to the phone so it could hear me that I was sounding really raspy on this thing. You don't have to talk nearly as loud when you have a microphone right up in your face like this, apparently. So it's a work in progress for sure. And that's really, like I said, while we're even streaming tonight, one, I know it's been a few days since I've gone live for you guys, and also just to kind of try this microphone out. I have a whole new setup as well that I'll be introducing you guys to here in a future video for those of you that are kind of interested in like the behind the scenes side of things with creating these videos and streams and all that type of stuff. Definitely some exciting stuff for you guys in the future. But as for us, because of course I forget today's Monday, because I worked now my like ninth or, well, I work every day to be honest, but in terms of being out in the field, I worked like my probably 15th out of 16 or 17 days roughly. So I lose track of the days, but today is Monday, I believe. Yeah, the 21st. That's right. Today was a relatively lower day for us. I'm trying to think, did we have a call today? I want to say that we had maybe one call come in. I'm not 100% positive on that, but it was one of the slower Mondays in a while in terms of call volume. Now, we did have, of course, our regular stuff in terms of me going out and running some regs. We finished up, my 1099 guy finished up an exclusion service for us today that I'm actually going back to tomorrow because we think a rat might have somehow, or at least he thinks a rat might have ran off of one of my traps. I think one of them I just put in a place where it's not the easiest to find because with these alpha rats, you got to get creative. But going out there tomorrow to collect money and to go ahead and check out the trap situation, see if we caught anything, because I set those traps on Saturday. So it's good timing, anyways, to at least check up out there now that we got it all sealed up and whatnot. And let's see, other than that, of course, we had a commercial account or two, just a couple general regs. Like I said, it was one of the slower Mondays that I've had in a while, which I'm super thankful for because, my goodness, it has been a hot one down here in the Dallas, Texas area. Let me tell y'all, it's been ridiculous. I don't even know what it got up to today. My watch says it got up to 106 degrees today. So another 105 to 110 degree day down here. We're just, counting down the days to late September, October, of course. I say that, but it usually starts cooling off here right around the beginning to first, second week of September, we start to at least dip into the 90s a little bit, which sounds crazy probably to some of y'all up north, but down here, once we start hearing 90s, like we're starting to put pants on and stuff, because I mean, you can tell that 15 degrees makes 10 to 15 degrees makes a huge difference. Um, I'm trying to think. See, we got a couple y'all tuned in. We got Eric, I know, and now we got four of y'all tuning in. Of course, if you have any questions or anything, don't mind the chicken scratch on the board back there. If you have any questions about, starting your business, growing your business, whatever the case may be, of course, if you guys don't know who I am, you might be tuning in for the first time because I know, of course, we have new people hopping in literally by the minute, it seems, in terms of following the channel and whatnot. My name is Griffin Thomas, of course. I'm the owner of this company right here, Preferred Pest Management. I've been in the pest control industry specifically for about going on 7 years now. And I have opened and ran the company Preferred Pest Management for pretty much 3 full years now. And on this channel in general, I just document my quote unquote entrepreneurial journey, things that work for me, things that don't work for me. I try to focus on the things that don't work for me. That way you guys can learn from my mistakes specifically, because of course, when it comes to business, it's a lot of learning, a lot of mistakes being made. Our education system is really bad about not, is bad about making you want to avoid mistakes and avoiding failure. That is one of the biggest downfalls, I think, of our education system. Is it creates this mindset of, you just need to really, it creates employees, to be honest. I just had a short actually go up today about, shorts are very short clips, of course. I wish they just called them what they were. They're sound bites, essentially. It's all about views, right? Anything to get YouTube, TikTok, all these platforms, views at the end of the day, right? But it was saying, most business owners aren't entrepreneurs at the end of the day. And I believe Mr. Rue knows, I don't know if he's tuning in right now, but he tunes in from time to time. He actually even mentioned on that short that, most, you could take it a step further. You could say most business owners aren't even business owners. They're actual operators. They're owners of their job at the end of the day. And like we were kind of chatting about, it goes in stages in terms of this whole business journey. You have your operator stage where you're kind of the everything, like me right now. I'm answering phones, I'm running services, I'm doing a lot of I'm doing pretty much all the book work outside of the stuff that my CPA handles. I handle reviews, I handle lead generation, follow up, like I'm doing everything. So I'm still in the operator stage. I'm slowly but surely transitioning into the quote unquote ownership role, which the ownership role, you graduate from operator to owner whenever you're kind of more so just overseeing the operation. And then once you get past owner stage, this is where you actually get to entrepreneur level. Entrepreneur level is where you're not necessarily just, everybody thinks the entrepreneurs just kick up, popping bottles and everything else, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, everybody has fun, especially when you have a lot of money, right? But once you get to that level of entrepreneurship, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like the money is just no object to you. At that point, it's an object, but it's, just an object to you in terms of you don't have to think about it. We're all striving to get there at the end of the day. And at least if you're following this channel, you probably are. And like I always stress to people too, not everybody can get to a level of quote unquote FU money. Maybe that's not even your goal. Maybe your goal is, hey, I'm just tired of, working for the man and I just want to put my expertise out here, start my own thing, provide for my family, allow my wife to quit her job, retire, maybe my mother or my father, both of them, whatever the case may be. Everybody has different goals, different mindset, different skills too. It's not to say that the person who is settling for a certain lifestyle can't run a 7, 8, 9 figure company or multiple companies, but maybe they just don't want to, right? So we talk about all sorts of subjects here on this channel. And let me know too. I see we got like 4 or 5 of you tuning in right now. If someone is not shy this evening and willing to let me know how the audio is sounding, because that's part of why we're doing the stream tonight. Actually, is to make sure that the audio is working all right. I did a couple dry runs with just some short little video clips on my own, but I want to see how it's working, like with the stream and everything. So if anyone could let me know, or if you don't want to comment, just give me a thumbs up if the audio is working all right. I see we got one like already. So if you want to just smash the thumbs up to let me know that the audio is working pretty good, or if it's not, if it's sounding raspy or anything, let me know in the chat. Not gonna hurt my feelings or anything, because this is a total trial run with this microphone setup for sure. But yeah, in terms of where we're at too, because I'm trying to be, I think I mentioned this in a stream probably a week or two ago. Um, I'm trying to be more consistent with giving you guys some updates as well in terms of where we're at with our numbers, because of course we're getting into the final quarter of the year now. What you got the rest of August, and then boom, we're in Q4 already. So I'm trying to stay more consistent with giving you guys some updates to our numbers overall. As of now, if we do not sell anything else the rest of the year, we'll be right at around $145,000 on the year. Of course, we're not going to not sell anything the rest of the year. We have 3.5 months left in the year, right? But if we sell absolutely nothing, we'll finish right around 144, 145,000 on the year. My expectation is based on the current growth that we're achieving. Um, I'm planning on us hitting right around 170 to 180 at the minimum, because of course, like we said, we got about 3 months, 3.5 months, I guess, to go in terms of, if you look at it week by week, we have 3.5 months to go roughly. So based on, again, our current growth in terms of thousands per week or month that we're selling, I think that we should be able to hit that mark, which is very disappointing, but I'm not overly surprised by it, just because this year has been kind of a weird year. Not making any excuses whatsoever. Like, I'm still, like I said, disappointed in that, because my original goal was $250,000, $250,000 in sales on the year, and we're obviously going to fall way, way below that level. But of course, like we said, we had our kid in May. We had to move 1 week, week and a half before that happened. And not to mention, we moved into a much bigger house that added an additional $1,000 to $2,000 a month to our cost of living. So it just took out a lot of money. I've taken out a lot more money this year than I originally anticipated at the end of last year when I was setting my goals. Now, my goal for this year is to still hit $250,000 in sales for our company this year. But like I said, in terms of the reality of it, it's probably looking likely that we're going to do somewhere around 170 to 180. If we can hit at least 180 to 200, I'll feel very good going into 2024. But there's a lot of time left, of course. I'm looking at doing some things with the business that could potentially put us in a good spot in terms of growth, not just towards the end of the year, but longer term going forward. We're looking at, once again, possibly renting out an office space. Some of you guys have actually mentioned the idea of using like a virtual office, which you do. I have to say, I'll do a whole video on this in the future for you guys, but because it's very, very important. And I know a lot of people are going to miss this, other than those of you that are tuning in right now, just because people's attention spans rarely can sit through a 14 to 30 plus minute video. But for those of you that are watching right now, you're going to get it. When it comes to a virtual office, you have to be very, very, very careful with using a virtual office for your Google business profile listing. A lot of people try to tell you that they're just flat out like you can't do it. And up until the years of COVID, 2020, 2021, you couldn't use virtual offices whatsoever for a Google business listing. That has started to change. Now, you still can't use PO boxes. Like, that's not changed whatsoever. But when it comes to having an address for your business, specifically if you're going to be a service area business, which technically speaking, the pest control industry is classified as a service area business, but pretty much everybody has gone against that. They actually show their listing with their address to get the little pin drops on the Google Maps. We've talked about this before, where if you look up, pest control near me, plumber near me, whatever the case, whatever type of business you're looking for, and you type in near me or a certain city, certain zip code, whatever the case may be, there will be a little map pack of about 3 listings. And if you can show up on there without a actual pin drop on the map, but if somebody clicks on that map to try to actually view a company near them, like closest to them, like a neighborhood company, or they're looking for same day service and they figure if a company is closer to them they'll be able to show up quicker, then having that pin drop on the map can definitely benefit your business. So pretty much every single pest control company, I'd say at least 90% of us, will show our address, regardless if it's a home address, regardless if it's a actual office address, whatever the case may be, people are using their addresses. So with that, whenever you're going and looking at a virtual office for your business, you have to do your homework. Do not plan on using one of these virtual offices that are like $10 a month, right? Those things are glorified PO boxes. Let's be real. If they're not willing to confirm with you that you will be able to verify your Google business listing at that address, big red flag. Like, just throw them out right from the get go. I was chatting with one earlier. I thought I found a perfect one, perfect location. Price wasn't very bad. It was around like 50 or 60 a month. They were saying that you would be in their directory. Like, everything was checking off, because I was like, okay, cool. You even have a little, nameplate like on the window glass, like whenever you go into the building, how sometimes they'll have them printed for what companies are there. They said you were going to have that, even though you don't have a physical office, conference center, this and that and the other, like everything you could think of. And then I went to chat with them about it, and I asked them, would I be able to confirm my Google business profile here? Like, will it be able to show up here? And they said, well, we can neither confirm nor deny that. It's always up to Google. Pretty much they're just trying to cover their ass. But the ones that they know what they're doing, I just found 2 other ones who openly say, yes, you're going to be able to confirm your Google business listing here. However, both of them did say you can only confirm it as a service area business. You're not going to be able to list it with an actual pin drop on there. So that I did find interesting. I just started diving into this about 24 hours ago. Like, it was one of those late night, I'm in the shower, had a thought about moving our address, because I really feel that we've kind of tapped this Rowlett, Texas area. We're starting to branch out, of course, with our listing, with our reach. We're getting a lot of Rockwall, Wiley, Saxe, a lot of Garland lately too. But your reach in terms of these highly populated areas is going to be a lot less in terms of the your radius. They say you can go upwards of 10 to 20 miles. Of course, if you are one of 10 companies in your area, if you have everything optimized, you're going to be able to expand 10, 20 miles easily. But if you're in a highly competitive area with dozens, if not hundreds of companies, it doesn't matter how optimized you are. If you're not the oldest company getting multiple reviews per day, et cetera, you're only going to get a reach of roughly, if you work at it as hard as I do, we have now expanded our reach in that top 3 pack to about a 3 to 5 mile radius. Some areas it's like 5, 6 miles, other areas it's only like 2, but right around roughly a 3 to 5 mile radius right now. And the needle has not really moved a whole lot the last couple of months, even though we continue to, again, just pump out content, reviews. We're up to like right at 100 reviews now. I think we're at 99 or 98 as of today. But at some point you've kind of just tapped an area, and you're going to have to be able to move your listing around And the only way to do that, of course, is by getting either an office space that you're going to have to pay hundreds, if not multiple thousands of dollars per month for, or you could try to do one of these virtual offices. So, like I said, the thing is with the virtual offices, you need to be very careful. You need to do a lot of research on them. Make sure that you're getting a good quality one. Make sure that you ask every single question possible when it comes to the Google Business Profile. Make sure and ask them as well, because one of the things about getting your listing confirmed, ask them. Most of you guys that are watching, you're watching for pest control specifically. So we'll go with the pest control business example here. Ask them straight up, hey, do you have any pest control businesses currently in your suites, like inside of, say, it's a big office building, right? Ask them if they have any pest control companies, or look them up on Google Maps. Type in the address on Google Maps, and you'll usually get a list because other businesses have submitted their Google Business Profile listing there as well, right? So, there's multiple ways that you can go about covering your basis in terms of doing this for optimizing, not just optimizing the Google Business Profile, but actually getting the Google Business Profile verified to begin with, because without getting that listing verified, you're screwed at the end of the day. So, let's see. I want to check and see. It doesn't look like we have any questions so far. Hopefully, you guys have been enjoying this quick little stream so far tonight. If you have been, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button. It lets me know that you guys, of course, appreciate doing the live streams and all that good type of stuff. It's cool to see that we got, about 5 of you in here at 10:30 p.m. on a Monday evening for sure. Because you could definitely be chilling out doing your own thing on a Monday evening. I guess where some of y'all are is probably only about 8:30 p.m. right now, but I'm trying to think as well while we wait for some of y'all's questions to come in, if there's been any questions recently that I have received. I didn't write anything down I didn't prepare at all for tonight's stream, in all honesty. Like I said, it was primarily to try out this microphone. I'm assuming it's doing pretty good because we haven't had you guys drop off or anything like that. Um, I'm trying to think. I know I've had at least 1 or 2 questions recently. We had one of you guys join us on Discord today who was mentioning, I think his name was Tyler. He was mentioning that, when, what was it? That he was able to get like $38,000 in new business using, I think he was saying Facebook ads only, which if so, I'm very interested. I actually had him message me directly. We'll see, if he can give us any insight on that. And if so, maybe even either A, do a podcast episode with him, or B, bring him on the YouTube channel even, if he's, legit or anything like that. It's not one of those marketing salesman dudes either. Nothing like that. It's another, fellow pest control business owner. Like I said, he joined our Discord, I believe today or yesterday, and was asking about how everybody else gets leads and started telling us about how he gets leads. It was a good little conversation in there earlier today. What's a question? Let me try to pull it up here since we are live anyways. Might as well at least pull it up for you guys. And of course, there's Scooter. And of course, if you guys have any questions, do not hesitate. Like I always say, shout those questions out in the chat box. I'm trying to actually get my account pulled up here. That way I can see my questions that you guys have asked, because y'all are quiet tonight. Let's see. Questions. JM Pest Solutions, he was in one of our live chats recently. He was asking, he said, wanting to see where your academics and future learning are. He was referring to, we were talking about, doing live events and things like that in the near to distant future. And that's actually a good, interesting question, in all honesty, because primarily, to be honest, there's very few places that I will go to get information from when it comes to the pest control business specifically. Of course, here in the state of Texas, you have to do what's called continual education. What is it called? CEUs, continual education. I forget what the U is actually, but pretty much continual education every single year to maintain your license in terms of your certified applicator license for each category. So every year I have to go through, it's like, I think an 8 hour class, roughly, something like that. It is the longest day of the year, let me tell you. But you have to go through there, and since you're in there 8 hours, I'm like, hey, I might as well at least try to learn something. And usually I do pick up, a lot of it is just repeating the same stuff every single year, unless if you go to a different class, because that's the one good thing about it is we can pick from all these different course providers for it. Um, but for the most part, it's bugs, right? You're mostly learning the same stuff. You might learn about a new chemical, new this, new that, like new laws specifically, right? Usually I end up taking at least 3 to 6, little nuggets of information that I'm like, oh, I did not know that. Let me go ahead and put that in my Apple Notes or whatever the case may be. But that, in all honesty, is probably my biggest source of learning for the business in terms of our pest control business specifically. Let's see, in terms of academics and futures are, he said, I'm about to dive deep into. So, yeah, he's talking about the pest side of it specifically. In all honesty, I think the pest side is a very, minor part of the business overall. I always make the joke that I could train my 4 year old to, treat for bugs, right? But who can actually take that business and grow it with the knowledge of how to not just start a company, but grow a company, maintain the books, make sure everybody's getting paid, make sure your taxes are paid and everything's in order there, that you're following all the laws and ordinances. Like, there's so much more that goes into the business side that the bug side is, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's important, right? But this stuff isn't rocket science either at the end of the day. So, in terms of like continual education, like I said, we have that 8 hour class, roughly like 6 to 8 hours, that we have to do every single year. We get lots of good, valuable, you get as much information in there as you're willing to, put into it. If you're just going in there and you're half ass asleep the whole time, you're probably not going to get nothing out of it. But if you're like me, and you're like, dude, I'm going to be here, the whole day, I might as well at least try to get the most out of it, try to make the time go by quicker. You'll take a few nuggets of information that you probably didn't know, or build off of the information that you did already know, and, that'll help your business as well. So hopefully that helps answer his question, and I'm sure he'll see it, later tonight or in a couple days as well. Oh, this is a common question I get a lot from you guys, especially those of you that do not live in the state of Texas, because I talk about how we charge, 99 plus tax, 429 plus tax, 12.99 plus tax, whatever the case may be. You always hear me say plus tax, plus tax, plus tax, right? One of the most common questions I get is what he said. He said, Texas charges sales tax for services? Question mark. And the answer to that is ish. So it is very, very, very complicated in the state of Texas when it comes to services that have to charge sales tax on. For example, for pest control services, like, basic quote unquote extermination services, like our general pest control services, mosquito services, termite services, whatever the case may be, even rodent services where we're putting down rodenticide. Yes, we have to charge sales tax. We have to charge it, collect it, pay it, all that stuff. And my tax rate, I believe, for that is like 8.2 or 8.25, something like that, percent. And for our exclusion service, which, if you don't know what an exclusion service is, it's where you're pretty much sealing up the home to prevent rodents and wildlife from getting in. That service, you do not have to charge sales tax on. So, I didn't even know that until like recently. So it's one of those things where, you know, you again, part of running your business is you have to figure out what laws apply to your business, and not all laws are created equal, like we just referred to in terms of our pest control business for having to charge sales tax on pretty much all of our services. Yes, we have to charge sales tax on it. As for the exclusion service, we don't have to charge sales tax on it because it's not classified under pest control. It's classified under, what is it, like construction service or something like that. There's no rodenticides, pesticides, anything like that, being put down or anything, which is total BS because it just shows how much the American dollar is being taxed. Think about it. I could go down a whole rabbit hole here, but I'm going to try to keep it on topic here. You get your money, you go and you buy your chemical, right? You pay sales tax when you buy that chemical. Then your customer pays sales tax for when they buy the service from you. And then you got to put that sales tax, of course, towards the government, right? So it's literally double tax money. Like, I mean, and again, like I said, I could go down a whole rabbit hole of how much we're being taxed. I mean, we're being taxed out of this world. Not just like us as business owners, but if you're an American, and I know it's worse in other countries, like our friends up north in Canada and other countries around the world, but man, we gotta figure something out in terms of this tax game because it's out of control right now. But different topic for a different day and probably a different channel in the future. Hint, hint. Um, and not on YouTube probably. But yeah, no. We do have to charge sales tax on that. Just want to see. I don't see questions on the YouTube feed so far. Just scrolling through the comments to see if there was anything else. I see here someone said, who was it? John Familio, I think is what it says. Um, he asked about talking on the phone for, oh, okay, that was about SEO service, I think. Yeah, of course, if you guys ever want to like get in touch or anything, we have our Discord group, Facebook group, all that. They're totally free to join, which are in my link tree, which is always in the description box of the videos. Let's see, was there anything else? Someone said, I don't even know who this one is actually. It's one of those names where it's just your username is your channel name or whatever. They said, I am based in Nigeria. I just started a pest control business. Oh, this is from 5 months ago. I'm just now seeing this. I'm so sorry if you end up seeing this. I did not like ignore you or anything. I'm based in Nigeria and just started my pest control business. How can you help me? That's actually a good question because Nigeria is probably going to be very, very, very different in terms of how pest control is, not just in terms of the actual, you know, how to kill bugs side of things from the pest control business side, but also, the laws, the business, the types of bugs that you're going to be dealing with, the marketing aspects. I don't know what type of, if you will, I'm assuming because you guys have YouTube out there, you're probably using Google search as well. So, definitely you'd want to look at the Google Ads content that we've posted, but a lot of things are going to be different out there in Nigeria compared to here in the US. Um, but I'm definitely interested to hear about how the business is out there in Nigeria. And as always, I appreciate the question and appreciate you tuning in. Let's see. And that's pretty much it for unanswered questions from the YouTube comments. So, yeah, no, if we don't have any questions or anything this evening, y'all are definitely pretty quiet. I mean, this was the last second stream, so let's see. Wow, Nigeria. How's it going, German? Oh, wow, Nigeria. Yeah, no, I had Nigeria in the house. Yeah, that was 5 months ago. So, hopefully, they're still tuning in and whatnot. Um, Yeah, I can't believe I missed that comment. But yeah, yeah, we have a whole bunch of you guys all over the world. That's one thing I do like about YouTube and internet and all that stuff is like we've had people from the UK, Canada, Nigeria, I want to say Germany maybe. I'm trying to think. I think Germany has been in the house once or twice. Um, Australia, I know for a fact Australia has been either on a stream or in the comments of a video before. Yeah, yeah, no, we've officially quote unquote gone worldwide in terms of the people that we've reached on the channel, and it's always awesome to just continue to connect with you guys and just chat it up in terms of the business side of things, pest control side of things, whatever the case may be. We're all just looking to grow our businesses to that next level. But yeah, no, like I was saying, we'll probably go ahead and look to wrap up tonight's stream. I know it's a shorter one. It was a very last minute stream for sure. Um, I got a bunch of new equipment in that I'm still figuring out for the YouTube channel. You guys are going to see some awesome stuff in terms of the video content specifically. The streams are going to be pretty similar overall, but the video side of things is about to get much, much better. I think you guys are going to like it big time. I'll be diving in, showing you guys, doing actual reviews even of some of the stuff I got, just because, man, if you're ever looking at filming for your pest control content, because you guys know I preach that you need to be posting videos, pictures, etc. for your business specifically. The stuff that I've bought, and not just for this YouTube channel, but for our pest control business as well. You guys are definitely going to want to get in on some of those products. They're not products of mine or anything, of course, but they're products that I just literally got in the mail today that I can already tell are going to make, one, my life easier, and two, it's going to produce better content, not just for this channel, but like I said, for our YouTube and for our website, for our pest control business, which of course is going to result in more leads and more customers as well, ultimately. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for that. And yeah, no, if we don't have any other questions or anything, I'll probably go ahead and just wrap it up for tonight. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the stream this evening. If you did, do me a favor, just smash that thumbs up button. It lets me know that you guys love the streams and all of that. I appreciate you guys tuning in as always. It's always awesome to hop on here and just, if nothing else, check in like we did this evening with you guys and let you guys know kind of where we're at and all that stuff. If you're just tuning in as well, we were talking about earlier in the stream what my numbers are looking like for this year versus what we were expecting, what the plan is. We talked about, what else did we talk about? We talked about today's short that I just uploaded, which a lot of you guys liked. Apparently, it's got like 1,200 views already. And what else do we talk about? There's something. Oh, virtual offices. Yeah, can't forget about that. We talked about, whenever you're firing up your Google Business Profile page, the importance of making sure that whatever address you're picking, you are going to be able to verify that address. Otherwise, you're going to be in a world of hurt. So if you haven't already, feel free to rewind it, check out those topics, and I will see you guys in the next one.